So we've been talking about expression for the last few weeks, for the last month. We've been talking about expression and how people express themselves through sounds, through pictures and stuff like that. And we also mentioned last time that you could express yourself through stories. We all read stories, and we know that stories express different feelings. What we're going to do is we're going to write our own Halloween story, okay? And we are going to set this story to music, okay? And then what we need to do is make a storybook. So the just pictures alone are going to show the expression of the characters that we have. So in order to do this, we need to think about, first of all, what makes a story, okay? So we're going to make a web here to start about the different things we need to make an expressive story. To make a story that's going to show feelings or ideas. What might we need? Cole?
Sequence.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
A beginning, a middle, and the end.
Okay, so we're going to need a beginning,
Middle.
a middle, and an end. What else will we need? Anthony?
We'll need setting, time and place, and characters.
Alright, we're going to need setting, which includes time, place, and characters. I'll put separate. Characters, yes.
The title.
We're going to need a title.
The plot.
A plot. Now, what does a plot have?
Like what the story's about.
Exactly, what the story's about. Go ahead.
We have to have a problem and solution.
Okay, we need a problem and a solution. And where would you say the problem would happen?
The middle.
Okay, so the problem happens somewhere in the middle.
And then the solution's at the end.
And we'll have a solution to that problem at the end. Okay, that's really good. Go ahead.
Music.
Okay, expressive story will have music. Yes. Okay, what else?
You need like a theme.
A theme. What do you mean by that?
Like what it's gonna be about.
Okay, something that carries through the story, some kind of a theme.
Oh yeah, the theme song. Pink Panther. That has
Okay.
theme song.
And the theme, is that what you're talking about, Julia? Like a theme song? Okay, so she's looking at the word theme a little bit differently than you are. How are you looking at theme?
What the main story's about.
Right, okay, so she's seeing it as a main idea that carries through like a thread throughout the whole story. Yep.
An introduction.
Okay, we're going to need an introduction. Where would that go?
Beginning.
Alright, so we'll kind of put that here. Good. What else? Go ahead, Anthony.
We should have like drawings to it, like
Okay, so
feelings and
pictures.
of the characters with no words.
Okay, with no words?
So like the people have to kind of guess what the feeling is.
Okay, good.
Expression. A director.
Okay, now we're writing a story. I think a movie would have a director. But you're right. Movies are stories too, aren't they? So you do need a director or an author, which is us. Go ahead.
Publisher.
A publisher. Yes. That's true.
An illustrator.
An illustrator, I'll put that here next to pictures. An illustrator.
An narrator.
A narrator. Good. So these are all people involved in the making and the telling of the story. Go
The
ahead.
main character.
Let's go into characters and let's put main as opposed to the characters. What do we call it? Do you have an idea of what we would have besides the main character?
Just characters.
Just the characters. Sometimes we call them supporting.
Or maybe you have like a good guy and a bad guy.
Good guy, bad guy. So
Background
they have
like villains.
villains.
Superheroes.
Superheroes. Yeah.
Superheroes.
I expect.
Spider-Man. Make up stuff.
Exactly.
About your nose.
And these people all have to do with the problem, with the solution. Very often the characters have to do with the title, obviously the plot, the theme that runs through it. Okay, all created by these people, which is you. And we get to draw them, we get to make them up and see what they look like. And the attitude and the personality of the character is going to help us determine the music and the things that they go through, the problems they have is going to show in the music, the solutions even is going to show in the music. Even the setting can be told just through the music. Now where do we start?
Sequence? No,
We can start with any one of these probably.
Title.
We could start with the title. Good. What else could we start with?
The theme.
We can start with the theme that's going to carry through. Good.
Start like if the author and director like saying their names.
Okay, you can start right with the credits.
With the,
Right? Go ahead.
they just like the characters and.
Okay, you can start with the characters. Where would you like to start? Nicole?
With the title?
Start with the title. Good. Let's think of some titles we know. What are some real titles of books that we know? Nicole, what's the title of a book?
Does that have to be of a book?
Yeah, a book you've read before.
Nancy Drew.
Okay, Nancy Drew is the title. And what was that based upon? The title was based upon which one of these ideas on the web?
I think the theme.
Okay, well, how does Nancy Drew, that title, go with the theme? It could. How so?
No, not the theme.
Okay, what do you think?
The characters.
Right. Okay. So Nancy Drew is a character, and therefore the book was just titled after a character, which might have something to do, obviously, with the theme. I don't know. But Anthony, go ahead.
A to Z Mysteries and Zombie Zone.
Say it again.
A to Z Mysteries and Zombie Zone.
A to Z Mysteries. And which one of these things do you think the title is based upon? Think about it.
A setting, because it was they said Zombie Zone.
Okay, good. Partially the setting. Good. Could also be
The theme.
theme. Go ahead.
Created in Mysteries Haunted Hotel.
Okay, same idea. Right, based upon the setting, based upon the theme.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. And what is that title based upon here? Theme. That's a problem. Right. Let's do that. Let's start our book with a problem. What's going to be the problem?
What was it?
What's going to be the problem in our book, of our story? Nicole?
That like you know how you go around on Halloween and you take that your little Halloween like bag or basket or whatever you want to call it. That one of theirs gets lost with all the candy in it.
Okay, that could be a problem. We can do that. So the bag gets, what would the title be?
The lost the Halloween mystery of the candy bag.
Okay.
Candy.
Go ahead.
Lost candy bag.
Here we go. Now, what happens at the beginning of a story? What do we need to do? Chris?
We have to make the people.
We have to
We have to introduce the
introduce the characters. So how would we start this story? Jimmy?
With the characters.
Okay. I need now words. How are we going to start this? What are the words going to be?
One spooky night.
Okay. One spooky night. Now you told us in our web that we need setting.
Yes.
Okay, so where is this taking place?
Oh,
One spooky night.
in I can't say it. It's hard.
In Transylvania. We don't know where that is. One spooky night, but it's got a nice spooky.
It's in drawing. He goes.
One spooky night in Transylvania, there was, or were, or what?
Oh, 5 kids.
Go ahead.
3 kids.
No, we did 3 kids last time.
There were
5 kids. 5 kids.
4.
2 boys.
Well, remember, now let's take Julia's idea of theme. Everybody you introduce has to have some kind of a theme. We want to make this a short story.
Oh, because there was a 2 kids.
So let's just do 2. Okay, so there were 2 what? Who were they?
Kids.
There were 2 children
Teenagers.
named
Bob and. No, we don't know. Bob's common. Bob and
Bob's too common.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Should be something scary.
Jessica and
Jessica
and Derek. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Leave Derek.
Jessica and Derek. Now, this is the beginning of the story. If you look back at the web of ideas we had, somebody said we need to, we have to have a main character. Are these the main characters?
Yeah.
Alright, it's the beginning of the story. Let's set this up. What kind of people are they? Because maybe like Julia said, it could be a theme that runs through. Their personality might be a theme, okay? So Jessica and Derek. Let's talk about Jessica. Jessica was
such a nag.
a rude nag. Okay, Derek.
Was shy nag. He was
Okay, let's freeze and let's think about this for a second. We have 2 characters. Do we want them to be the same?
No.
Okay, so you have Jessica is a rude nag. Derek was
nice and
a shy boy.
a shy, nice, and polite boy.
Make him a super spy. Something with the title. Make him a super
Go ahead.
Well, Derek could be like a kid that loves sugar. So he uses the candy bag.
He could be the one that loses the candy bag.
And he didn't because he likes and he turns into no, one of them they had money in it. They had like money in it.
Okay.
They had $1 million in it. Jessica should lose her bet because then she would just yell at Derek and then tell him to like find it and then she's.
So now you're getting into details of the problem,
And
right?
so Derek turns into a super spy.
Anthony.
All right. So Derek was a shy, nice, and polite boy. Jessica's a rude nag. Great. Okay. So there's your beginning. We introduced our characters. We don't know what they're doing though yet. So let's try and
They
figure
go to
out.
a haunted house. We already had that. Was just what the candy bag runs away.
Go ahead.
So they were walking, and then he left his candy bag on the. Derek left his candy bag
Okay. Now that's a great idea. But
into the problem. We need to know
right.
why.
We're already into the middle of the story.
Oh, I
We're
know.
still at the beginning, so we don't want the problem just yet. We need to talk about Anthony suggested setting, time, and place. We have the place. We have the time.
He's like, you have to spy.
Maybe we need to give them what they're doing now.
They're walking on the sidewalk. Up to Dragon. They see a castle. I think they see a castle.
They were walking where?
On the sidewalk. On the candy bag there.
They were walking down the road.
And they saw a castle.
Where in the road? Where are they? Well, they're in Transylvania, right? Look at this. I'm going to scratch this out. We'll make a little revision here. They were walking down
Vampire Road. Down Vampire Road.
Vampire Road. And what were they doing down Vampire Road? Julia? Trick or treating.
And
One of them left their bag there, and I had to go back.
Okay, let's move into the problem.
They should have a dog that helps them find the candy.
What's that?
They should have a dog that helps them find the candy.
What's the dog's name?
Toto.
You need to tell us about what is it about him. Say it again.
He loves to find stuff. He's candy.
Okay, good.
Buster.
With their dog, Buster. You need to tell me about Buster. Buster what?
Buster was a beagle. Oh, Buster was a beagle.
And
Buster was a sheepdog. Buster was a beagle.
Buster had a great sniffer.
What kind of dog is he? You have to tell what kind of
You're right. We
beagle.
German Shepherd. Okay. Hold on. I'll revise. Hold on. Buster was a
Great sniffer. A police dog.
a police dog. Now, why would you say he was a police dog?
Because they're trained.
Buster was a German Shepherd who had a great
And he had a police
sniffer.
And he likes cheese. And he likes cheese. He also
Likes cheese. Now, good luck, Jimmy, because maybe you can put this as part of the theme, like Julia said. Yeah. Now, hold on. As they were walking,
They see a castle.
they saw
And then when they went in, he left his candy.
Now, focusing again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You all have great ideas. If you're saying them all at the same time, it doesn't help me to write. So what I'm going to say is, as they were walking, they saw a castle. Hold on. Move us into the problem. We have a wonderful beginning. You've done a setting. You've done your time. You've got your place. You've got your characters. You've got your main characters. You've got your... Buster is what? He's a supporting character. Right? As they were walking down the street, they saw a castle. Move me into the problem. Nicole.